Hi. If you've bred newts before, you'll know that when they hatch out of the egg, they're tiny little larvae and they need really tiny food, especially if you're breeding the smaller species like alpine newts, smooth newts, things like that. So you have a bit of a predicament of what to feed them. A lot of people will feed hatchling brine shrimp or artemia. That's a little saltwater crustacean that you have to hatch out of an egg. They're quite expensive to buy the eggs. They're quite finicky to set up. You need a saltwater setup, aeration. They don't live for very long after they hatch out. Especially once you put them in with the newts into fresh water. They're a saltwater animal. If they don't all get eaten straight away, then you end up with them rotting in your water and polluting your water. I don't like it. I've never really liked hatching brine shrimp. I don't really recommend it. So today I'm going to show you the easiest way that I found of feeding really small newt larvae. You just need a couple of really simple things to do this. I've got 2 ice cream tubs. I've got 2 nets. Now, importantly, they're 2 different kinds of nets. So if I show you a little bit closer up, they're nothing specialised, but this is quite a fine mesh net. You can get these just from a normal fish shop. It's not a super fine mesh net, but that's what it looks like close up. And then I've got this kind of net, which, as you can see, it's got a wider mesh in it. So you can see the 2 compared there. We need both of those. So this is a wildlife pond in my garden. At this time of year, there's not a great deal in there. If we have a look in the water, I can't really see any small creatures moving, but I'm going to get a small amount of water from this pond, and I'm going to have a little dip with this fine net. I might not get very much. Like I said, there doesn't appear to be much in there really at the moment. But we'll have a swirl about, see what we get, empty it into our water. And I can see straight away I have got quite a bit of life in there. Some tiny Daphnia, probably some cyclops I think. There's actually some small shrimps, there's a small shrimp there. There's life in there, there's not loads of food though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mooch around the garden and see what else I can find. This is just an old tub that I've had lying about in the garden for a while. It's had quite a lot of leaves and things like that dropping in there. Let's have a good swirl around in there, see what's in there. It's the leaves and things. Don't really see much, but again, once I've emptied it in there... Oh, we've got a few different things this time. We've got a few bloodworm. No great amount or anything like that. But I have water that's collected in all sorts of different things in the garden. Here's an old tub, it's got a bit of soil in the bottom of it. I've got another one here that I use just for keeping some spare plants in. I'll have a dip about in there as well. And we'll empty all that into there as well. You can pick out all these bits of leaves and plants and other things that's in there. You can see it's already starting to build up a bit. There's a bit more life in there. This is a really smelly bit of water I've got down the bottom of the garden. It's under some trees. It gathers loads of leaves and things. It tends to get mosquito larvae in it. Let's see. More leaves and things need to get out. Some snails in there this time. A bit more Daphnia, various other creatures. A bit more of it. I go in there. This is a paddling pool which I actually used for rearing tadpoles last spring, and since then I've just left it down the bottom of the garden. The water's gone absolutely horrible. It's really brown, it's full of leaves and things like that. So we'll have a good dip in there as well. I'm sure there's going to be some life in there. Empty it all into that same tub. If you've got anything like this water barrel hanging about, these are really good. So this is what we're left with. You see there is quite a lot of life in there. There's also a lot of bigger items in there though, bloodworm and mosquito larvae and things like that. I want to get those out, so this is where the second net comes in, the wider mesh net. A bit tricky to do this with one hand while I'm filming, but I'm just going to pour that water through that net into the second tub. Give it a good swirl around. And all of the smaller life forms that are in there will come through this wider mesh. We'll keep all that stuff in the net. We can actually feed that to some of the bigger newts. And then this is what we're left with. You can see there's lots and lots of tiny life in there, which is perfect for baby newts, tiny newt larvae, fish fry if you're breeding fish as well. And we've got rid of all the bigger stuff, which will be a nice snack for some of the bigger newts. I haven't actually got any small newt larvae at the moment, but I've got better fish fry. So these guys are getting this same food. So it's great for fish fry if you're breeding fish, as well as newts. And the great thing is that these little creatures that we've caught, they're all fresh water, so they're going to survive a lot longer than brine shrimp, which needs salt water. And there we go, nice easy way of doing it. And not very easy to focus on these little fish, but there you go. So I guess the only difficult thing about it is you need a good few receptacles of water to have a dip into, but with a little bit of forward planning, you can easily get a few buckets and things outside, water barrels, anything like that. Even if you haven't got anything at home, or if you've not even got a garden, I have some local allotments where the allotment holders, they're happy to let me have a dip into their water barrels. You can normally always find water barrels on allotments, so just try asking if you've got anywhere like that near home. So it is really simple, but hopefully it's given a bit of inspiration to some people and helped you out a little bit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.